All right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Friday, August 13th. Friday the 13th, folks. That's right. Ooh. Well, we've got a tasting tonight, a pre-rot tasting, and then we got a pretty cool lineup of events next week, ending with a week from tonight. We've got a vintage Bordeaux tasting here in the store. We've got 4 seats left for that, folks. So we're going all the way back to the 1949 vintage of Pichon Comtesse de Lalande. This should be a fantastic event. But what have I got to sell you today? Well, today we've got one of my favorite producers in the store from anywhere. And you guys know that I love Italian wines, Lampeson. But it's not a requirement. The wine does not have to be Italian for me to like it. Just got to be a great wine. And one of my first loves in Italian wines was a wine from Braida named Bricco di Uccellone. And this wine is one of the Giacomo Bologna, the gentleman that created this wine, one of the real innovators and forefathers of the Barbera, the current Barbera rage in the Piedmont. Barbera and Dolcetto, the other two varietals, thought of as the lesser two varietals in the Piedmont, to Nebbiolo, the king of all grapes in this area. Used to be thought of as kind of second-class citizens. It wasn't until Giacomo Bologna traveled to Bordeaux and traveled to Napa Valley and learned that they were using small new oak barriques to make their top-level wines, where he said, I am going to make a Barbera that will rival the greatest wines of the world, thus the Bricco di Uccellone. And they do have several other Barberas. We do carry the Isuma also, which we'll put on this offer, the other wines that we have from them. And they make a couple wines that aren't even brought into this country that are fantastic. We also have the Montebrun, which is their entry-level Barbera. But as I mentioned before, Giacomo was the founder, and he was considered a legend. He earned his first notoriety on the soccer fields, where he got his name Braida, his nickname Braida. And Raffaella and Beppe, his two daughters, his wife Anna, have definitely had that passion passed on to them. And Giacomo was known as quite the character. A lot of people, he was a prankster. His daughter Raffaella has definitely taken on that personality. She is just a bundle of joy to work with. We've done a number of dinners with her. Very gregarious, very outgoing, just very fun-loving and full of life. And it's even nicer to love a wine, and you love the people behind the wine. And I've been to this winery. It is state of the art. And as I mentioned before, not only do they make some of the greatest Barbera in the world under this Uccellone label, they've got a couple of other Barberas, and then two of my favorite wines in the store, the Moscato d'Asti and the Bricco, two dessert wines that the Piedmont is famous for. These wines are also fantastic. We'll have them on the bottom of this offer as well. All right. I'd also like to mention we got a very special dinner going on with the wines of Braida. The Bricco di Uccellone in particular will be serving 20 vintages going back to the very first, the 1982 vintage at Cello Restaurant in Boca on September 10th. We've got the menu for that and all the other information on this email as well. Check it out. And that's what I've got to sell you today, folks. I'm your host, Andrew Lampeson, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.